Conducting an interview with Norman Fauske in the Wall Community Center. It's the 23rd of August, 2005, and we're going to be discussing Norm's perceptions of the Minuteman missiles.
We're going to jump several years up to the time that when I had children, and of course we'd come to school here in Wall, and we would drive by one missile site every day, and usually when they were handling a missile, they had military police on the road, and of course you had to drive by, and that always would cause questions for the little kids.
Sure.
And my answer to the little kids, I may be wrong, but I didn't think Russia was going to send missiles to bomb our missiles. And I still feel strongly today. What I told my children is they're going to send their missiles to wreck Washington, D.C., or L.A., or Atlanta, or San Francisco, or something.
Population centers.
Or psychological centers, you know, especially like the nation capital or New York or somewhere. And so I told them they aren't going to waste their missiles trying to get this little missile that we drive by every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that seemed to satisfy them, you know, and I said, you're probably actually safer here than anywhere because they aren't going to try to, there's no people around us, there's no manufacturing, there's no petroleum fields or anything, so.
Now, how old are your children?
Oh, that's a bad question. I guess I have a daughter that's approximately 36. I have a daughter that's approximately 32, and a son that's 29.
Okay, so your children would have been born in the early 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Right.
so they were aware growing up of the missiles?
Oh yeah, because we drove by one every day. So we drove to Wall to school, so we drove by a missile every day.
And they were aware of the impact that nuclear explosions would have?
I don't think so. I didn't dwell on that. I just dwelt that they would be shooting New York or Washington, and they wouldn't be coming here to western South Dakota.
How about Ellsworth? Did you think of that as a target?
Not really.
Yeah.
That Ellsworth never was a concern because I'd also knew from reading that missiles could be launched airborne, and if we were in that kind of situation, Ellsworth, military-wise, would basically be evacuated parts of military craft and stuff. So I never ever told them that Ellsworth might be a target. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What? So if I'm reading you right, you wanted your children not to live in fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Was there sort of a sense of what could we do about it anyway? So.
Oh, I don't think so. I think they believed Dad and said, okay, well, I'd sure rather live here than Washington, D.C., for example, and that was probably the extent of it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about civil defense preparations? Did anybody around the community build bomb shelters that you know of, or?
Yes, I do know some families, but I do not know anybody in the Wall area that, you know, there may have been that I don't know, but I think any shelters were built was more for summer storms.
Yeah, tornadoes on the
Yeah,
plains,
yeah,
sure.
rather than what you're referring to as a bomb shelter. I do only know one person that actually built one.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there are some shelters built, but their idea again was for summer storms.
Sure, from natural disaster rather than man-made, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did the adults talk about it much? You said your kids asked questions. How about the adults in the community?
Well, I think we talked a lot about it, but not in the war aspect, not in the bombing, the nuclear, the radiation, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they laughed at the poor Air Force driving up and down the roads, or the guys getting stuck, and the farmers would go by. The vehicle breakdown, there was constant Ellsworth wreckers on the roads, you know. I think that's the general area that the people talked about, that I witnessed.
So they saw a security police truck broken down on the highway?
Like 2 or 3 a day.
Really?
Yeah.
So this was just a part of everyday life?
I would say so. And then I think Ellsworth, the government tried, you know, they would host open house for, say, the community leaders.
Mhm.
And I think they were well attended.